Health Tech. Make Africa healthier.
Good morning, our viewers. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Tiba Agriculture Zone. I'm Nantong Shakira. Today we have decided to move out of the studio, and guess what? Guess where we are? We are in Mukono, Kyampisi. We are going to take you straight to the live facts about the livestock, the product, like the animal husbandry. We are going to see many things about animals, piggery, cattle, everything. I'm here with Nika Eric at the camera and our guest here.
I'm called Mr.Wabwire Ronald, the manager of this place. It's fine.
Okay.
I would like to welcome you to this farm. This is called Agric Enterprises, located in Mukono, that is Kyampisi Sub County, and Chabakade Parish. Our main target here, we are dealing with agriculture and animal husbandry. Generally, we are having here cattle, piggery, poultry, and also coffee plantation and banana plantation. That is our main area. But also we are aiming to expand more. We have a problem of dry in this area. We have a problem of water. So that's when we are trying to establish our irrigation system in our farm. So that, because you can't go through these things when you don't have water. Water is the major source of everything. If you think of making poultry, animal husbandry, whatever, any farming you think of doing, you have to be having enough water supply. Actually, you have to be having your own source of water, so that you don't have that stress of water within your farm.
Actually, what do you do for a living?
Mainly for us, we are basically in agriculture and animal husbandry. That's what we are basically doing here.
Okay. All right. First and foremost, how is livestock, like animal husband, how is it making you?
You know, there's a lot of challenges in animal husbandry. Some people, when you're outside, you say things are easy, but we have challenges as far as the animal husbandry is concerned. With animal husbandry, first of all, we find that we have the problem in the market itself. There's a lot of challenges in the market. You may go in the market, for example, you have your milk and sell there, but now the client will tell you, I'll give you 600 per cup, or 1 hour maybe 1,200 per liter. Now, when you calculate on what you are supplying outside plus the cost of the animal feeds, you find that you incur you're not balancing. And also, we have a problem with the insecticide or pests. Those ticks, we have those ticks which are resistant, and normally they stress us. You may spray, you may do whatever, and they are not even dying. But we try our best to keep on changing the chemicals so that we can, or the pesticide, to ensure that we overcome those problems. But so when you see what you put in controlling those species and whatever, that's the price on the price to the kind which they want you to sell to. Not balancing, but we have to endure and see how we can move them at their pace. But mainly, we are supplying them enough milk, and also the surrounding butchers always for this. So them some animals, and then we see how we can balance our farm and plus the workers.
Okay. So how many workers do you have here?
Yes, total I'm having the total number I'm having 12 per now, because okay, we have the sectors are basically they're not the same because we divide them. As I told you, we're having coffee plantation, we're having banana plantation, we're having poultry, piggery, and dairy cattle. So each sector it has own workers. We have a number of people that work as there. So in right now, when we look in cattle, right now I'm having 4 that are working there in cattle. Then in plantation, that is coffee plantation, we are having 6. And then on poultry, we are having 2. Piggery, we are having 2. That's as far as the number we are having here. So each sector has its own number.
Okay.
That are working there.
Okay. Actually, what I can say, besides the challenges you talked about, the problems you're facing here, like, are you seeing this thing profitable? Is it making profits?
You know, when you think of doing this kind of job, it is also a calling. Itself is a calling. You have to be creative. You don't rely only in one sector. You know, you have to see that if, in case you are dealing with milk, and if there's a reduction in milk production, which area can I get money to sustain myself plus the workers? So it's not actually a loss, because if it was a loss, then of course I would have closed this farm. But what we do is we rely on other sources of income. As I told you, we have in coffee. If there's a low production in milk, we supplement with what we sold from the coffee, or we supplement from what we sell from poultry or from piggery, or from, because the price are not the same, still we can move.
Okay, that's good.
We can move.
So how are you trying to get the market, to find the market?
The market is there. The market is there.
How are you reaching those people?
Okay, you know, of course, when we have whatever, even in this area where we are located right now, we are few that are dealing with this sector. Very few. Actually, we have like 3 in this parish. We have just mostly farm in this parish which can actually maintain, but it's not even enough to supply, because the urban centers are near with us. So even if you don't even look for the market, they look for you, because there's milk there, there's whatever. They just come themselves and buy from here. Others they make an order, others we supply them on monthly basis. So market is there actually. Okay. Market is there.
So according to what is happening now in the country, the prices of the fuel, the what, is it affecting you?
Of course, on one way or the other it affects, because remember, it affects because also you see, like the feeds that we are supplying these animals.
Yeah.
We normally have vehicles that are bringing those feeds from the field or from the garden, from where we stock them. So see, there's a lot of actually, it affects somehow, somewhere, but you have to plan accordingly and see how you can withstand and move with the condition how it is. You see how we can reduce some areas so that you can maintain the cost of the fuel. If you are used to move like 3 times or 4 times a week, then you reduce other costs. It's okay to move like 2 times a week, so that you can maintain, you can balance your budget properly, and see how much can you put in. And
so you try to lower the expenses.
Yeah, you lower the expenses in somewhere, so that you can maintain this one. Because the fuel, if there's no fuel, everything will be on standstill, because it's drive you to do whatever you want. It is fuel. Okay. So you reduce the costs and other expenses, so that you can see the key areas that need.
Okay, so for how long have you been doing this? For how many years have you been doing the animal husband?
Animal husband, actually, it was my calling. This one, actually, when I was in my O-level, actually, I think when I left my permit to join the second section, my calling was to do agriculture. It was my calling. So I picked the interest in agriculture. When I come to my A-level, of course, I went to the college mainly in agriculture. So I was this side of Namungo. That's where I was working. That's where I met most of the people were interested in this system. I said, okay, now we can establish. But here I was supporting now 10 years in this field. But I'm seeing my calling is at least is sounding. Yeah, I can see where I'm heading.
Okay, that's good. So for all those 10 years, we see the pandemic coming in.
Yeah.
How did it affect you?
Now you see, COVID-19 and whatever. But for us, we are dealing with the food. Actually, let me say, we are dealing with the food. Because milk is food, meat is food, and whatever. So, if there's a pandemic and whatever, those challenges which that people have to eat. So, what we decided to do, we know there's when the country was shut down, and people were not working, people were at home, and you are there. What we decided for us as a farm, we knew there's a lot of poverty within the people who didn't have money. Everything is on standstill. What we decided it was just a logic. What we decided is you have those we have those families that gather children from on the street and whatever, those homes which bring up those homeless children. So we reached those organization. When we reached those organization, we decided to make a contract, a deal with them. So okay, not the country is on standstill, but still you have children that you are maintaining. They have to eat, they have to work. So what we have to do is we shall supply you at a least cost, at a low cost actually. So a liter we like milk, we supply them at least 400, so that we see how we can move until we move down that period. Then that money was not paid. It was not in cash. But we said if the things goes no more, then that money will pay. So we agreed and we supplied them. So when the commission went on well, they started paying installment until we were able to catch with them. That's how we used to, at least those little money, we could use it also to maintain the animals and like medicine and whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so if at all I would like to start up something like this, like how can I do it?
Okay, many people like to set up. Many people need to set up or to begin their farm, their own farm, or to be self-employed. They say, oh, okay, if I get my money, I can make my own farm and whatever. But the point is, if you have that logic or that dream that you want to make your own farm or to start a farm like it, because it's a business, it is an enterprise, okay?
Yeah.
First, you have to think of the land. You have a land. It is very essential. Without land, then nothing can move. You think of the land. Now, when you have the land that I've got the land, then you think of the capital. And you have a capital, some money to begin, not too much. For example, to begin something, it doesn't matter maybe to have like maybe 10 acres, 20 acres. No. If you have only 1 acre, it's enough. Even half an acre, you can begin from there. Now, for example, you want to go through dairy. Because now, if you like in dairy animals, they eat a lot, they drink a lot. So you think of the land, you think of the water source, you think of the pasture, and also the environment that you are establishing in that farm. Because these dairy animals, they are so prone to the environment where you are taking them. You may take them, and also you acquire the skills, the knowledge before you start. Don't you start, then acquire the knowledge. No. First acquire the knowledge, then you start. So you think of the land, you think of the capital, you think of to acquire the knowledge, and also the market where to do things, water source, and then you say, okay, now I can plan this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very good.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the other question I have, like the fuel prices, has it led to the decrease of the market? Has it affected your market?
Now, fuel prices, what I want to assure you is, with the fuel, there's many ways of dealing with the fuel. What we decided, now you see, for us here we have like we have water source. Before we were using generator to pump that water to where it is needed. Now we decided now to go into the electricity instead of the fuel. Instead of using the generators and the pumps which we are using fuel, we decided to go to the electricity side of it, and we found it was friendly because the money used to buy the fuel to pump like maybe 20,000 liters of water, it will be too much fuel we needed. But now we go to the electricity. It's a bit cheaper, so we decided now to go through the electricity. In case when we are areas which those machines which are using fuel, we decided to go through the other way using the electricity side of it, so we can reduce the cost of fuel. No, now all of the vehicles that are bringing them at the fuel whatever doesn't say okay if we can go like twice a week, then we can also move and see. And also we decided also to reduce the distance where we are getting those feeds. We decided to grow our own in our own gardens, so that we reduce the distance of going maybe to Kayunga, going to those side, maybe you go to Mukono and whatever. The long distance we reduced and decided to get nearby land. We rented them. We planted our own maize and elephant grass, so that the distance is reduced in terms of fuel. Yeah.
Okay, so the other question I have, like how have you done it to provide a friendly environment to these animals? Like how are they living?
You see, animals, they are like a people, but because things. What I can show you, madam, the things are, with agriculture, when you go through that sector and you study properly, you set up, even those plants they talk, plants talk, animals talk, even the way our body talk. So every living organism talk. So those animals, to be friendly to you, their burden is to see that are they satisfied with food, are they eating well, have they taken enough water, are they healthy? So in those sectors, if you monitor or you identify that these animals, if I feed them well, of course they give me enough milk, also they're not this time moving up and down. If I give them enough water, still if I feed them also contented. So even when they're sick and you feed them properly and they get fine, they'll be fine. So animals, to be friendly with them, you ensure that they're healthy enough. You spread them every week twice. Spread them to avoid those pests like chicken or whatever. Ensure they eat well, and also give them clean water for drinking in time. If you decide that you can because we like ours here with water, it is automatic. It is 24/7 is there. They just go and drink because water is there. But there are some people who they say maybe at 1 p.m. I'm putting water for them to go and drink. I let them give them, they can drink. So in their mind they know that at exactly 1 p.m. I'm going to drink water. Now when they go there when there's no water, also they get stressed. In fact, they get stressed, there's no water, you should be moving up and down, there's no water. So the way you train them is they also they react to you. Animals, when you train them well, because now for us here we have animals which plow, which dig actually. We have oxen for plowing. So those animals which plow, you train them, but they can react the way you want them to do. So to make them friendly, ensure that they are healthy enough. Balance their diet, not only on feeds and whatever. No, you balance. If you give them maybe like silage, tomorrow you can give them elephant grass which is fresh. The other you can you have to make balanced diet for them. Ensure there's salt for them. It helps them actually. By doing so, I will be very friendly to you. They're not really, because when you wait to get sick, it will cost you too much in terms of buying the medicine and if so bring the doctor to treat those animals. A bit expensive, but when you spray every week, you avoid the ticks which bring diseases to those animals. So there you move. Because like every 3 months you check on those animals. Every 3 months you deworm, you do thoroughly checking those animals through deworming and also injection. There you move freely without even incurring those costs of what this one has died, they move freely and steady.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the piggery farm, rearing pigs is very tricky and difficult. Those pigs tend to how can I bring to smell? Okay.
To smell.
Yeah. So how are you maintaining it? How are you keeping them very fine?
With the piggery, with the piggery project, most of people fear piggery project because of smelling part of it. Others also they fear piggery project because they make a lot of noise. Others they say piggery project, it is very costly. Those pigs they eat too much. So say things it scares them from going through that project. But I tell you, it's the most profitable project. When you go through farming, it's the most profitable. Somebody who is going to piggery and he knows what he's going to do there. Is the very person who is going to poultry or animal husband. That's what I can assure you. Because the market for piggery is there. You can't say that I have got a pig for sale and nobody can buy it. No. It moves. So with the piggery, the trick is very simple. As I told you before that, before making anything, you have to inquire the skills, the knowledge. When you have the knowledge, you can do everything better. Now, there are so many ways of rearing piggery. Either they want to use the bulb, either they put you in the shed and then maybe another tree, either they build the houses and then they keep on cleaning on a daily basis. But it becomes a bit challenging and tiresome. You find that when you build the house and you cement properly and then you keep on washing and twice a day or 3 times a day, it has become a bit tiresome to the person who is working there, and also at times which he doesn't even have the interest of the job, because it keeps you actually 24/7 busy. Time for moving is not there. Time for body is not there, and even you get some problem within the neighbor. That guy doesn't bury people. Why? But they don't understand what you're going through. So we decided to find ways how we can realize this piggery in a simple way, but using cheap labor. So with piggery, what we do is we build the house properly. There's 2 or 3 ways to build that house. You can first of all dig like 2 feet down, but you keep on slowly reducing according to the gravity of the land. You dig like 2 feet down, then upper part you build like another 3 to 4 feet up, leave a space for air circulation. Then you plaster away. While plastering that wall, this piggery tend to eat those blocks. When you don't plaster it, they tend to eat. So you plaster the wall properly. After plastering it properly, then what you have to do is those 2 feet down, you fill with coffee husks. How? You can bring those maize husks. You lay at the base of the house. Those maize husks, which are moved after moving the maize comb. Those main one you lay at the base properly. Yeah, like 1 feet. Then you bring the anthill, that red soil. Now in a room of, let's say in a room of like 4 by 4 meters. 4 by 4 meters. Let us go with that one now. Be better for you to understand. In a room of 4 by 4 meters, you can after laying those coffee husks, those maize husks 1 feet down, you bring 2 to 3 wheels of that red anthill soil. You put on top. Because why adding all this? Because that anthill soil has iron on it. Now after that, then you bring coffee husks, or you can bring those tree dust. After those which they cut to the timbers, those tree dust. Then you fill that hole properly. When it is all leveled properly, when it is filled, now we bring our line. We bring our line. Now we have bring our line. We bring salt. Lime, it will be like 10 kilograms. Salt, 10 kilograms. We mixed all of them with that with those coffee husks or tree dust properly. After mixing them properly, this one we do it when we are ready to introduce the pig in that form. Don't do it when the pig is not there.
No.
We do it when we are introducing the pig. So after that one, now when we have made, we make our chemical, which is called IMO. It is artificial actually. So we mixed with we can do like one we can use a drum of 12 jerry cans, and then we put our IMO inside plus molars, like 2 to 3 liters of molars. We leave it for 7 days, 6 to 7 days to mature, because when you put in that IMO and then together with those molars, why putting molars in that IMO? Simply because there already is water in that picker, in that drum. There's water. We have put our IMO is there. Then those microorganisms which are there, they are going to feed on this molars. Molar is acting as the food for those microorganisms which are there. So when it's still like 5 to 6 days, they start giving you a smell. You hear that good smell actually. You see there's a smell so good for like those bees they tend to look for. Now when you are the day you are introducing those pig or piglets, then you sprinkle around that house. Water. Yes, you sprinkle now around. After sprinkling, then introducing your finger. Now this finger will keep on changing those things every day. Every morning, what you do is just you have like a fork hoe or a rake, just to you go and spread all those things properly. You keep changing them, but also the pigs will change. But that method you do it when you are installed water on the tap, because they are not feeding. They are not getting water from whatever. The water should be already installed, connected through the tap inside. For them, they drink from those nipples. Okay, they drink from those nipples. So by doing so, it will be very easy for you. You will not get any smell in that house. You will not get any fly in that house, and the house will be dry 24/7. By doing so, you can rear 100 pigs when you are only one person. That's how these government workers they are doing. Somebody is a doctor or is a nurse but has no time for that. That's what they do. Wake up in the morning, only puts there's food, yes, there's water, yes, he goes to work.
So how are you maintaining the time when those pigs went to, like, how can I bring it well? Like the feces, the urine and all that stuff. So how are you maintaining it?
That's what I told you with this method. You see, when I told you we have put lime, we have put salt, we have IMO inside. Now those things, each one is acting with its own function. Now with salt, it will avoid all flies away. You never see any fly there. Then with lime, it will make sure that everything to get is dry. Okay? All the fish will be dry completely. So now, when you are changing, they keep on mixing and turning into the soil. They break them, they turn into the soil. You can't even see them there. Because those chemicals, they break them into. They turn into the soil actually. You see, because when they're trying to, if you see, I told you, even we have the anthill soil already there. So this pig, when it's trying to turn those things around, now there it's fine also the soil. It comes so now something to eat. It reduces you on the cost of also food, like 2%.
Okay. So how do you maintain? So I see there is a lot of sunshine. Things are drying up, the grass, everything. So how are you maintaining it? Like feeding the animals, giving them food.
At the beginning, I told you when I begin this project, there are some key areas. There are some key things you have to consider. You have to consider the land, water source. Now, if you have water, I told you water is the union of everything in farm project. So we have our own source of water here.
Yeah.
Also, we have other gardens, but those gardens which are there also, we have drilled a well. So we have what they call we carry out irrigation system within our gardens. The water we're having, it is underground water. We only pump and we raise it to the upper tankers, and then they supply in those remaining areas. So with water, with drought, we knew that is drought. We're going to the season, and the time where there's no water, so we planned early to have our own source of water. That's how we are doing it.
How about the food? How are you keeping them? Like, how are you giving them the food? How are you keeping it?
Yes, so we have a stock. The one I showed you there. We have made our silage. We have made our silage and we have stocked it, which is enough to make us go through. We have cassava plantation. Okay. We have potato garden. We have silage in the stock which you have seen.
Yeah, it's called silage.
Yeah, it's called silage. No, silage. Even though the potato veins, you can make silage through them. Those one can be good for piggery. Okay. Cassava, we break them and stock also is food for piggery. People can eat the same time also. People also can eat. Maize, we have our own gardens. We go and do those maize and we crush it. We give our poultry. But first we're building in local.
So you keep on finding that food in the dug hole. You keep it for some time.
Now, what we do, we have a store where we put this food. Now, as I told you before, we have made our underground our underground cave, where after chopping them, we stock them there properly, and then we cover it to avoid rain and whatever. It can stay there safely for all this dry season. But also we have elephant grass. We have enough them in our land.
Okay. So actually, what I can say, how are you gaining from this? How do you what are you earning? How much are you earning?
How much? Nobody will tell you how much is earning.
Like, is it working out? Are you seeing something? Are you seeing where you're going?
And because I told you that every business has a challenge. Every business has a challenge.
Yeah.
But you have only to know how you can balance that challenge and you move on. Life has to go on. Now, if it is your calling and you have to move on and it's the source of income, you have to plan accordingly. So, as I told you that for us, we have tried to go. We decided to go in mixed farming. That's why we decided to go. Because we knew there's a time for reduction in milk production. We knew there's a time when crops already are not there. We knew when there's a scarcity in the certain sector. So what we decided is to go through mixed farming. By doing mixed farming, if one sector there's a reduction, the other sector can boost the other sector. So you target other ways of getting money in those other sectors. Now, for example, in poultry, we have decided that let us also keep some breeders. Like 1.5 months, you're in the market. 1.5 months, 2 months, you're in the market. So when you maintain that way, at least you can have some sort of income to maintain the other sectors. When you have each sector, it is on record. But you have to know, in this sector, how much money am I getting from this sector? Now, if I get money to this sector, how will I recover it? So you just only balance and see. So what is to know where you are selling. There's a market. Yes, there's a market for those things. How much am I selling to this? Then you balance. You balance, so you reduce the money that you are putting in. First, we have tried to make our own food, to reduce the cost of buying food, so you can maintain the money for paying the workers and also the owner of the owner of the farm or the vision bearer of this farm. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, as we are concluding, what advice can you give other people doing the same thing like you?
People doing the same
and those who want to start up something like this.
People want to start something like this. Of course, the advice I can tell them is every project or every business that you have to do is you have to know why you are starting it, where are you going to start it, and where are you going to sell it is very important. And also the environment that you are taking that project, because there are some areas you make the project to start, but where you are taking, there's no market for those projects. Market is not there. So when you go into the process of transportation, it becomes so costly from where you are doing the project from and where you are selling it. So you have to think of inquire the knowledge. After inquiring the knowledge for what you are going to start, have the knowledge, have the land, have water, and then the capital, then some good people that you can work with that are trustworthy. You know, people are funny. When people are come talk about their target, they are not on that, but they want just to get want to get their money from you, and then they go away. Some others, they want just to come, but their aim is just to get what they want very fast, and then they rush. So you have to know people that you are dealing with. Tell them your vision. Tell them why you are starting it, and also make those workers to be part of the project, to be part of your vision, your vision, to be make them to be as if make them feel like the farm is it is theirs. But once you make a bridge or you make a distance from charity, they are not part of the farm. Of course, they make much damage to your farm, or whether like it or not, make them friendly to your farm, make them to be the owner of the farm, and also try to trust some of those people. Give them sectors and try to trust them. Give them time and see. After telling them much is your target and not your aim, assure them that in meanwhile, everyone who's working here will be happy, will be safe, will be whatever. So that we work knowing that in the time, like in this coming time or period, this person may give me someone and also start my own things. Ensure that also they are not slaves to your farm. They are human beings. They know what they want and also know what you want. So they are humans. Treat them the way you want to be treated. When you do that, they also treat your project, or they also treat your farm the way you are treating them. But if you do the negative, also they'll do the negative. So that's what I can only advise them. But every business, it has to train you actually. Yeah, you have to sacrifice some of these things are not just for that you put in today, tomorrow you get no. Be patient. Put in, but let some time. Take some time, you find that you can gain something, whether like it or not. You gain. Nobody want to work on losses. No. Anybody start a business knowing I want to make profits. But the profit has been balanced with you with the full people that you work with. By doing so, I think everything will be fine for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting us here.
You're welcome.
I think everyone watching has really got something good, has really got some lessons from this.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Our viewers, thank you. Please, you may subscribe to our YouTube channels, Tiba Health Tech, and also follow our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tiba Health Tech. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.